Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do the collective for today. Today is Tuesday. It is May 5th, 2026. You may follow me on the talk, the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Pardon me. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. So I knew this morning I wanted to do something spicy. So we're going to do the Twisted Oracle, Twin Flames Exposed. Twin Flames Exposed is the shop. It's on Etsy. I don't know that they have these cards anymore. I was on there like last year. And she had like incense and stuff like that, crystals. I don't know if she still has this deck on there. I had to take my elbows off. I'm making too much noise. It's like rattling the cage. I hope everybody had a good day. A good Tuesday. We got one on the table. I got an email yesterday from our association telling us that if you don't use your garage to park your cars in, you're going to get fined. And most of these people here rent. So if they're not parking their cars in their garages, the people that own their condo are going to get fined. And then they're going to fine them probably even more because they look like idiots. The thing is, I'm telling you, there's probably over 100 units, I would say, for sure, like 125, something like that. I am telling you, almost every person in this development does not park their car in their garage. Almost every single condo does not park one frickin' car in their garage. There are 2-3 cars people trying to fit in the little driveways in front of the garages, and then when in the email they're like, you're only allowed to park one car on the driveway. That's all that fits there. I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 driveways like that are in the corner that have like a longer driveway, but otherwise, yeah, you can only fit one car. Otherwise, you have to fit a second car either hanging into the street and or covering the sidewalk, and it's illegal to cover the sidewalk. So I guess finally they're starting to crack down. So I sent a picture of the email to my neighbor because he sometimes parks his second vehicle there. Sometimes he leaves it parked in the visitors parking. And we only have 3 visitor spots for like 30 or 40 condos. And he parks his Jeep there 24/7. Well, I came home today and he had it parked in the driveway. I'm like, did you not read the email that I sent? Like, why did you park it there? Just leave it in the friggin' spot. I think either way, like, he's gonna get a ticket. He's gonna get a ticket. Like, get rid of the Jeep. He doesn't even drive it. He doesn't even drive it, y'all. That's what kills me. We got 2 on the table. And it's funny because the people that lived in the condo before him, they parked their 2 cars in the driveway and never used their garage, but their garage was empty. And I literally was thinking about it last night because I was going over it in my head and I'm thinking, they never parked their car in there, but they had nothing in there other than their trash cans. And I know because they left it open a couple times, right? They were out there. And I'm sure there's other people that park in the driveway and don't park in the garage, and they could, you know? The thing is like, I'm the only one here. So I can park in the driveway. There's nobody parked behind me. I never really have visitors. My dad, my brother, they come for like an hour, 2 hours, and then they leave, you know? And they're not here at night or overnight or anything. 3 on the table, 3 on the table, 5 on the table. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. And it's funny because I sent them an email and kind of bitched them out when I got attacked by all the stuff from the roof when they were cleaning the roof and it rained down on me on the thing. I sent them an email, cussing them out. Why, I wasn't cussing them out, but you know what I mean. I was like, they can't knock on the door before they do that. Like, I was sitting out there half naked. I had on a little tank top and my shorts. I was covered in the stuff from the roof. I had bugs in my hair, y'all. Bugs. I think I told you guys, I think I got a bite from a bug on my breast. Like, and I think this is the aftermath. I think, like, and I said to them, when I messaged them, I said, you guys should start taking stuff seriously. And I said on there, I said, maybe it's time for some new leadership. Because they never take anything seriously. Never. And now all of a sudden they want to crack down on this. All of a sudden they got us a dumpster for spring cleaning if we want to throw stuff away, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and it's funny because if they think that I'm one of the people that's going to get fined because I have more cars, then they obviously don't read the file. Like, my file says I'm the owner and I'm the only one that lives here. And I am. Cats don't drive. Last shuffle. Because maybe it sounds dumb, but like intuitively, when I saw the email yesterday, I was like, oh, is this because I was pissed at you guys about the roof? Now you're going to come down on everybody about the cars? Because it doesn't affect me. We got 8 with bottom of the deck. Sorry, I rambled on. Associations, man. We got Firestorm. We got Fairy Tale. We got Reconcile. You know what's funny is I look at this card, and even though it says on there, phony, trickster, illusions, I always want to think the best of it. Like, oh, Fairy Tale. We got Twin Flames. We got Happily Single. Pop the Question. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. New Boo. I had the last card in my hand, and I'm like, wait, did I do them out of order? Bottom of the deck, Workplace Affair. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. So you know what's funny is this. If this resonates for you, if this is someone you know, like a past, like a friend, a lover, a family member, I don't know, but it gives me like either this kind of was done to you and then you kind of watched other stuff happen after the fact. You could be happily single, but really I'm getting this is what I'm getting. So someone is out there like getting into relationships and presenting like a fairy tale. Like, oh, I'm perfect, I'm amazing, you're gonna love me, They might even be telling people like, hey, I think you're my twin flame. Hey, I think you're my soulmate. This person causes drama. They cause chaos. They're karmic. And I'm sure I've talked about it before, and I'm sure you've heard it in other readings from other readers, how sometimes like people aren't necessarily into tarot, right? They're not necessarily into oracle, but they'll go out there and they'll be like, oh yeah, like I'm into that, and saging, and oh, twin flames and soulmates. And then they'll kind of use that. Like they'll kind of use that to get into relationships. Like, oh yeah, I believe in twin flames. Maybe you're my twin flame. you know, it, it, whoever this is, they kind of give that vibe, like just totally, totally fake. And I don't think this person lasts long in relationships, if you could even call it relationships. It would probably be more like friends with benefits. I just heard shacking up. Sounds like something my mom would say. This person is constantly wanting to reconcile with people because they're con- they're constantly like back and forth. This person would probably say they're single. This person would probably say, "Oh no, I'm single," but they're back and forth with people, with past people. Like, oh, Susie, Tommy, take me back. Like, let's get back together. We were so good together. And then like 6 months later, like they're gone. They're back to being single, but they're looking for another person. And if they can't find a new person, I'm like, I have that thing again where my mouth is like watering for no reason. It happened to me a couple months ago. Like seriously, like it's over. Um if they can't find a new person, they'll just keep going back to old people. They'll keep trying to reconcile. This is like very highly codependent. Like when you hear, okay, like I did this. I can admit I did this, right? I didn't technically do it consciously, I guess, because okay, well let me say. I was seeing someone when I was separated from the ex-husband for like 2 months. That fell off. I got divorced at the beginning of 2023, first week of 2023. Divorced. I started I started online dating probably like a week or two later, started talking to people. I didn't actually meet someone until February. And then I technically met 4 guys. And the one guy was the one guy that I like ended up with, but we were friends with benefits, was the guy that I was with from like February, like middle end of February to the first week of July. And he was the one that came back last year, and he's the one that has the girlfriend in Michigan, and he's the one that I thought was dating her the whole time he was with me. I when I broke up with him at the beginning of July, I had one date. A friend set me up from work with a guy that she used to go to school with. I had one date in August, like end of August, hung out with him for a couple hours, and then like that was it. Like I just completely lost interest, and I was celibate for a little over 2 years, because technically I was celibate from the beginning of July until September of last year. So 2 years and 2 months. I can do that shit standing on my head, honestly. The funny thing is like when I first, started my celibate journey and I decided, okay, I'm not going to date. Like, you really do look back and think like, well, I just shouldn't have dated in the first place. I should have just left that shit alone. I would have never been raped by the guy on the first date. Not that I'm excusing what he did at all. I'm not. I'm just saying like it would have never happened. Like I probably would have found my peace a hell of a lot sooner. but I rationalized it in my head as I've been alone my whole life. Well, yes and no. Technically, yes, for the most part. Like even when I was with the ex-husband for 11 years, 7 of them married, I was in that relationship most of the time by myself, you know? Like I was the one carrying the weight. I was the one doing everything for him. And I only dated like a few, like 2, 3 guys before him, and I wouldn't even say dated. One I dated, and one was like more like a friends with benefits. And then the guy I lost my virginity to when I was 30, you know? Like I just, and before that, like before the age of 31, I was alone. Like I I didn't get into relationships. Before I lost my virginity, I didn't even have any interest. And quite honestly, I just lost my virginity with who I lost my virginity with because I just wanted to lose my virginity. I I was always like, oh, okay, like like, do I need a man? Do I need a woman? Like, no, like I'll be fine. And after the divorce, like I kind of had it in my head, okay, I'm divorced, I should start dating. But the thing is I shouldn't have. Like I should have just stayed by myself. The thing is hindsight is 2020, you know? Whoever this is, like they can't they my 2 year, 2 month celibate journey, they would never know what that is. This person would never know what that is. This is someone that's got to hop from bed to bed to relationship, even if it's fake, even if they know it's fake. Like they need to have a warm body standing next to them, lying next to them, whatever the case. My mouth is still watering like crazy. And I don't think water is going to help, but I'm still going to drink some water. So, yeah, this person would say they're single. And obviously, they're going to tell other people that too because they want to bring in more people. More codependency, really. It's funny the pregnancy card didn't come out here. With the pop the question, the new boo, the workplace affair, whoever this person is, and it doesn't necessarily need to be current for them, but it would be like getting into a relationship, getting into a situationship with someone they work with, someone they used to work with. Could even be getting into a relationship with someone that they know through someone that they work with, you know? Like if I work with Bob and Bob knows Ted and he introduces me and Ted and then Ted and I start dating. It could be something like that cuz it's not it's giving me like not necessarily right now it's an uncomfortable situation, but it could be down the road. Like this is a good example too. One of the guys that I work with, really nice guy. Um I'm 46. I think he's younger than me now that I think about it. Like early 40s. He's married. He's got a teenage daughter. She's like 14, 16, something like that. He's white, Italian. His wife is Mexican. They have a beautiful daughter. They've been together. The daughter's like 14, 15, 16. So they've probably been together like 18 years. Or maybe, I know they just had their anniversary. Maybe he said it was 20. He might have said 20. Um, Really cute couple, right? And he loves his wife. He loves his wife. He always talks about how he feels sorry for her having to put up with him. He loves his wife, seriously. Anyway, he has one of those meet cute stories. Like, seriously, one of those meet cute stories. Because he was working at the warehouse full time for a couple years. And he bought a townhouse. Um, Totally different neighborhood from where work is, like miles away, like probably like 15, 20 miles away. he was taking his checks and cashing them at the bank. He had an account at the bank over by where his townhouse was. He met this woman there, a teller, okay? And he got this big crush on her. He thought she was so sweet. And, like whenever she got him, through the line and everything, like they would talk. He was embarrassed. Like he didn't want to get her name or whatever. He ends up getting her name. They end up going out on a date. They start dating. He finds out he finds out that her brother works at the same warehouse that he works at. And this was before my time, so it's not even the warehouse we all work in now. But he finds out that he is dating the sister of a guy that he works with, and he doesn't even really necessarily, like at the time, what he knew of the guy, he didn't really care for. So after him and the sister got together and they started dating and stuff became serious and he started meeting her family and stuff, then he kind of got more in tune with the guy that he worked with. But it's hilarious. It's like one of those little meet cute stories. It could have been, it was for him for a minute a little awkward, but it could have been a lot awkward. What if he broke up, with the woman and then he had to work with the brother, It gives that kind of energy, like something weird, like some kind of, like this could be a disaster kind of thing. And this is like a new person for them. It's not an old person, not somebody they're reconciled with. It's like they meet somebody, it's some kind of awkward situation, and there's something about like making a commitment, if not getting married, making a commitment to this new person. But again, it could be because of this, same kind of story, right? Like if you're dating the sister of somebody you work with, like, do you have the balls to break up with her and, be like, oh no, I'm not dating your sister anymore. You know what I mean? Like, because it gives awkwardness. It gives like, this could be a bad situation. And it gives like pressure. Like whoever this single person is, they're going to get with this new boo and they're going to feel pressure to make a commitment. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be marriage. But since I said that this person isn't usually technically in a relationship, they consider themselves single, even though they jump from person to person. Like this new boo is going to want a commitment. And if they don't make a commitment, it could be very awkward for them. That's what it's giving. And again, you could be watching this all from the sidelines. Take how it resonates. You could have been this person's twin flame or told, oh, I think you're my twin flame. You could have thought that you were in a fairy tale relationship and really you were just getting screwed over. Because it gives it just... It just gives that person that, like, they tell you they're single, they tell you they're dating, you're dating, you start dating them. Maybe they say, I want to get more serious, and you say the same thing, but it never really happens. And then you find out that they're literally doing this with like 10 other women or men, It kind of reminds me too of like when you hear readers say, you hear all kinds of people say, I've had my girlfriends talk about it at work before. Like the guy that you start dating and they just like all of a sudden, like you go on like 2 or 3 dates and all of a sudden they're living with you. And then you find out like, oh, they were sleeping on their cousin's couch. They don't have a car. They don't have a job. You know what I mean? Like it gives that kind of person. Like they're sleeping on somebody's couch because they don't have a home. And then they get with you and you're okay for now, you're good for now. But as soon as somebody better looking comes along, someone with more money, like they're going after that person and they're moving in with them. Otherwise, it's back to their cousin's couch. It's like that. It's like somebody that's constantly like they can't sit. And it's funny because you would think that sex would drive this, right? You think somebody would maybe have a sex addiction, or like they just, they like a variety and they like to have multiple. And even if you don't say they're a sex addict, they like to have sex a lot. But I'm not even really getting that. I mean, everybody likes sex for the most part. I'm not really even getting that. It's more like needing somebody to rely on, like constantly. I said codependent, like constantly needing like a stable, able body. And like I said, it's karmic. It's karmic. It's toxic. Because you should never be like that. I literally was in the kitchen feeding the cats and I was thinking about chasing. And I was just thinking, like, I'm not going to chase somebody and I don't want to be chased. And so here's the thing. Like, on one level, I could say, sure, it would be nice if somebody would pursue me, right? But at the same time, I would never want somebody to pursue me to the point where, like they lose all respect for themselves. Never mind the fact, do I respect you? Because I can look at it from the other side, like, would I chase somebody? No. I just think I'm at the point in my life where, like, no, I'm not going to chase you. I could think you're the most attractive man or woman on the planet. I could find you sexy as hell. I'm not chasing you. And it's funny because I'm just going to say this. When I was dating the guy for like 3 weeks in September that I met online, and then I was messing around with the guy from 2023 with the girlfriend. There's a difference between chasing. Okay? There's a difference between like constantly trying to talk to someone, constantly, like trying to, get with somebody, meet somebody, go out on a date, like just constant, like constant chasing. You're chasing. You're constantly there. You're constantly riding their back. There's a difference between that and things that I do, and I'm going to tell you what I do. I ask questions. Like, I am always asking questions. I am always like, I don't know how to explain it because it's not chasing, but it's like I'm always asking. Obviously, I ask them about themselves and what they like to do and their hobbies and things like that. But I'm also thinking about the things that I like to do. And then I'm asking them specifically, like, do you do this? Do you like to do this? Have you ever done this? Would you do this? And I just like to ask questions. And sometimes I think when I do that with somebody, that they think that I'm getting a little too like involved, like a little too quick. And then I think they think I'm the chaser. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I start seeing people, I think they think I'm the chaser. The funny thing is I can tell you 100%, 100%, other than the ex-husband who I still talk to, every other guy that I've ever gotten with, finito, done. Like, once I say it's done, or once he says it's done, he or she says it's done, or we both agree it's done, like, I'm done. I don't call you, I don't text you, I'm not up your ass. And I think I told you guys this before. If you follow, if you subscribe, like I've had a lot of casual relationships, situationships, a lot of friends with benefits. And when I get into these relationships, I know what what that is. And I take that seriously because I'm not going to get my emotions involved with somebody that, like they're back and forth. It's not a relationship. They don't want a relationship. The guy that had the girlfriend, right? Like I don't get it. I don't take it seriously. Like you tell me we're messing around, then we're just messing around. But I think guys and even some women just automatically expect women to chase and to wait around. Why? Why? I don't understand that mentality. I don't understand that behavior. I actually think that kind of happened with the guy at work that I was in love with last year. I think he was trying to wait me out, thinking that I would come crawling to him. Like, why didn't you answer my letter? How come you won't talk to me? I think he thought like I was going to chase him. I don't chase. I don't fucking chase anybody. You guys, I don't even chase my family. Like, I have close family that I don't talk to, that I want no contact with. Even my dad and my brother, who I didn't talk to for, was it almost a year or was it over a year? Something like that. Um, I talked, like, my dad just had his birthday. I'm going to have my birthday in June. My brother's going to have his birthday in August. Like, that's probably all I'm going to see them this summer. Like, I don't reach out to them as much as I probably should, and I probably should rectify that. But at the same time, like, I got so used to them not being in my life, and I don't chase people. So like for me, it's like, oh, I haven't talked to my dad in 3 weeks. Maybe I should call him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really, because I've never, with nobody, not family, not friends, not lovers, again, other than the ex-husband, I don't talk to anybody from the past. And I think the guy from last year, I think he was expecting me to chase him. The thing is, I told you guys, like, he made friends with my friends. Like, my friends aren't my friends anymore, and now they're all friends. They chase him. Like, they chase him. They're constantly up his butt. Good for them. If that's how you want to live, and that's what you want to look like, and that's what you want to exhibit to the world, to work, again, it's kind of awkward, it's kind of weird, but if you want to do that, then do that. I don't do that. Even my close, here's the thing, you guys, even my close friend at work, she's on vacation this week, so I'm by myself. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I come in the morning, I do my first break at the table, I have my protein shake, my little snack. I go back and pick or pack. When lunch comes, I grab my bag, I go outside, or I go to my car. And then last break, same thing. Like, usually I leave the bag in the car and I just go to my car and I sit there, or I sit outside in the sun. I love it. I enjoy it. And it's funny because a few weeks ago, when it started to get a little bit nicer here, I told my friend, I said, just so you know, I'm going to ditch you until like November. I said, I said, I love you and I adore you, but you're no longer my priority. Like, if it's nice out, I'm going to go sit outside. You bet your ass I'm going to go sit outside. Hot, sunny, I don't care. I am outside. I want fresh air. I want earth. Like November, December, January, February, even some of March. Like, we had to sit inside for 5 months because of snow and cold and all that. I don't want to do that for this time of year. Like, I want to be outside. So I told her, I said, I'm ditching you. I said, you're going to be on your own. And I know that's not really chasing, but I'm just saying, like, I don't have a problem, like, cutting that cord, cutting that time, moving on. Like, whoever this is, like, they want to keep these connections, they want to keep these ties, keep the cord strong, because they constantly want to go back to old people if they need to. But whoever, like I said, whoever this is, they're going to find somebody new and reel them in, and it's going to be like a thing, because this person's going to want commitment, and it's going to put them in some kind of awkward spot. I'm going to leave it there. Because I've rattled on for 35 minutes. I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous Tuesday evening. Just a reminder, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm off. I'll be doing affirmations and readings. I don't know that, unless I feel called to, I don't know that I'm going to do anything like extra. Just because I got a lot of stuff to do here around the condo tomorrow. So yeah, probably like some affirmations, probably like the regular reads, and that's probably it. Unless for some reason, like, I feel the urge to do something else. I'll talk to you later. Bye.